Welcome back to another campground review and tour. This time we're at Taconic State Park, Copake Falls. Right when you drive in to the campground itself, you have this whole huge swath of platform tents, or platform camping rather. Every site gets its own platform, fire ring, and picnic table, but as you can see, you're all on top of each other, so you're going to get to know your neighbor really well. Now, I was camping here in May 2023, and it was dead. It was me and like a few other people. So, but it's also a campground where I feel very safe as camping as a solo female camper. And as long as you're not camping in that platform section, as you can see, the sites here are pretty big and spacious on the surrounding loops. And because it's the first trip of the season, we've got to celebrate. Also, the campground itself is one of the more handicap accessible campgrounds that I've seen. I don't know how truly accessible it is, but from what I can tell, they really made an effort for it. The bathroom here for this loop, which I believe I was in C loop, is brand spanking new. Very nice, very clean. And then separately is the shower house. With lots of showers available. This right here is a handicap accessible one, but also with every single shower stall or shower door that you went into, every shower had a nice big spacious bench shower area, and separate from the shower area, and this is what I love so much, is a toilet. And there's also parking available, so if you're one of the farther D-loops or one of the farther spots, you have plenty of parking there to go take a shower. Right here is the ore pond. That's where you can go swimming. Since I was there at the beginning of the season, it hadn't opened up yet. And right now we're at the activity field where they have a huge playground and a large activity field for all sorts of games. And now we're walking back from the shower house and up the loop. And you can see there are more spaces available, and they do range from kind of small, but most of them are moderately large and pretty level too. And with a fair amount of privacy, which is always a bonus. And one of the best parts about this campground is that you can hike directly to Bish Bash Falls directly from the campground. So you don't have to worry about, especially if you go on a weekend, you don't have to worry about the crazy parking situation that happens at peak season. But yeah, you can walk directly in from the campground. There's this nice little trail that leads you to the trailhead for Bish Bash Falls. So you have to cross the street to get to it. And for those wondering, don't worry. There are porta potties available not only here at the beginning of the trailhead, but there are also porta potties available at Bish Bash Falls itself. And the hike itself is pretty easy. I think the only reason why it's listed as a moderate hike is that you're pretty much kind of going uphill the entire time. It's very short, but very easy. Nothing crazy. You're not doing any rock scrambling or anything, and you're rewarded with a beautiful view. Now, unfortunately, because of the overcrowding during the pandemic, fortunately a lot of pollution, swimming has now been prohibited at the falls. And when you're hiking the falls, here's a fun photo op, the New York and Massachusetts border. So you hike from New York into Massachusetts to see the falls. And the falls themselves are just absolutely beautiful. And the spot where I am right now is fenced off during peak season. Since I was here in May, it was open then, but as soon as summer starts up, they close it off, and this will be your view if you go during peak season. You can also hike in from Massachusetts, which I think is a shorter trail. And to round out your hiking experience, you can then take a trail that leads you to the Copake Iron Works, which is this historic site. And you get to see an historic blast furnace, and that's how they used to make iron. And along the way there is a QR code that you can scan, and you can get an audio tour, and you can also read information plaques that are along the trail that explains how they made iron back in the 19th century. It's very neat. It's a nice little history. There's also a museum, which unfortunately was closed when I went, but there's also this neat little display, and there's also a video right behind that explains the area and how they made iron. You can also buy wood from the camp store. They also have some shirts and sweatshirts. And with that, I want to say thank you and leave you with another campfire ASMR. Happy trails!